Hi everybody, I'm Kirsten Meakin from Nail Nails, and this is the fabulous Nancy, who has flown all the way around the world to get to me via Kenya and Switzerland. I got the country right.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
And today what we're going to do is we're going to play with the 3D sculpture gel to create a rose. Nancy's never done this before. Let's get cracking. So we're going to be working on tips. I said that really fast, didn't I? So we are going to be working on tips.
You do talk very fast.
It's the Stokey in me.
Oh.
And we're going to use this colour, which just so happens to be called Double Trouble. It's called Double Trouble because it changes colour as you tilt it. So it's purple and then it's gold. Good idea. So we're going to put 2 coats of this on to get a nice background colour.
That looks so strange because on the brush it looks purple, but on the thing it looks gold.
Does it?
Yeah, so it looks, it
Yeah,
looks
it's
really
proper
weird.
colour shifting.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop that into the lamp while Nancy paints her nail. So we're going to do everything side by side. So go a little bit less pressure. It's nearly March and it's snowing outside, like bucket loads. Like, just get the camera over there. Look at that. It's nearly March. Isn't that supposed to be spring? That definitely is not spring outside there.
It looks nice.
It's very pretty. I just hope I can get home. Right. Second coat, we're going to put 2 coats of this gorgeous colour on. Oh, Double Trouble. It's me and Nancy all over that is. Right, we are going to top coat this now with the Urban Graffiti gel polish top coat. This has no sticky layer. It's flexible. It's suitable to go over the top of gel polish, acrylic or hard gel. It's pretty. Damn awesome. Into the lamp we go. Nancy's going to put her top coat on as well. So we're going to use the 3D sculpture gel now, and we are going to use these 3 colours. We're going to use Shimmer Black, Neon Grape and Gold. We're going to use 3D brushes for this. In a dampened dish, we're going to put some of the gel residue wipe-off solution. We need that to move the product around. Keep our brush nice and clean. So we're going to take some of the black to start with. I'm just going to pop that onto that form just for safekeeping. So what we're going to do is take some of that, roll it on like that. The brush is dampened with the gel residue wipe-off solution. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this around so it's like a croissant shape. So you're going to flatten it out a little bit and sort of pat and press it and sweep into it to make it more of a croissant shape. So you're doing yours the opposite way to me. You're doing it that way, I'm doing that this way.
Also, I'm supposed to do the way you're doing it.
You see how it's sticking?
Mm-hmm.
It starts to stick to the product, then it needs to be cleaned. Once you've got that half moon shape, you're going to press into it to create a petal shape. So you're keeping the tip of the brush towards the centre of the petal shape. Yeah. So always think about your pressure and how much you're pressing it and where it's going to go as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to cure that, yeah? Take a wet brush and start to clean up any of the residue. So it leaves a little bit of a residue. That's it. We're going to take another piece to do the second petal. So we're going to do this croissant shape again. You want to overlap the corner. So this corner here, you want it to overlap onto this petal. The good thing about the 3D sculpture gel is it's not going to set like acrylic. This will only set when you pop it into the lamp. It's so easy to work with. I want you to press a little bit more. Yeah? That's it, yeah. Once you're happy with it, you can pop it in the lamp. And we're going to move on to the next colour, which is neon grape. So again, we're just going to take out a small amount. So you're then going to take some of that. So a slightly smaller amount is needed than we did before.
Is it okay?
I'll just take off a little bit of it. And then we're going to go in between. Yeah, so in between those two there. So we're overlapping again. Make sure you drain off the excess liquid off your brush. You don't want to flood the nail with the gel residue wipe off solution. That purple looks amazing. Don't take that neon grape on top of the black.
Makes me want some grape soda.
Grape
I
soda.
love grape soda.
Do you? It's very American, isn't it? That?
Yeah, you can't get grape soda
Yeah.
over here. Not decent stuff anyway. But Welch's.
I make that not so round, so it's more, comes to more of a point, if that makes sense. Right, so this part, you want it to sort of go to a point. So it finishes quite fine. That'll give it more finesse. And then come round, and you sort of work round in a half circle motion.
Is that like a half moon shape?
No, it's not, it's a croissant. And I'm going to give this edge a little bit of movement by pulling it out like this. Yeah? So it's got a little point to it as well. Because you've got like, can you see how there's quite a bit of product there? I would pull that round a little bit more. Use that product and pull it round a little bit more, and it'll take away the thickness of that product and also give it more of a finer finish to that petal. See the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually looking at it, you could flatten that out a little bit more, so it moves that way a little bit more.
That way,
Yeah. Yes. Now we're talking, girlfriend.
That way.
Yeah, it's nice. This girl's never done this before. This must be easy to do. Oh, Nancy's just very fancy, very talented. Now we're going to use some of the gold. Always believe in your soul. I'll take a little bit of the gold out. We're going to take some of this and we're going to go a little bit smaller again. So you see how much there is there?
Yeah.
So there's not a lot. Just a little bit, yeah? And we're going to overlap between those two petals again, creating our little croissant shape. I think I've still got too much on there, so I'm going to take off a little bit of that. And that's good that you can do that. I mean, you'd find that quite difficult to do with acrylic. So because it's quite shimmery, you've got to like kind of keep everything quite clean by cleaning up. So because this one's quite shimmery, you want to keep sort of taking off any of that shimmer. I mean, you might want the shimmer on there, but you want to keep them quite defined and separate. The colours, you want to make sure that you keep the other colours quite clean by going into your gel residue wipe-off solution and just giving that a bit of a clean round. So when you're pressing this now, what you'll need to do is be quite upright. See, the angle of the brush is going to be a lot higher because we're coming towards the centre. once that one's done, we're going to do the last part of this flower that has no name. You've never seen a flower like this before. We have created our own flower. So we call it Double Trouble.
Yeah.
You want to come round and create a little swirl in the middle. That just gives it the finishing touch, really.
Wow.
Yeah? So I'm going to cure that. So again, you'll be quite upright with the angle of the brush. So whenever you're doing any 3D flower, the angle of your brush is really important. You'll start off like this and then you'll build up, and this will be your angle when you do the centre of the flower. What I'm going to do now is add some leaves. You're going to lift it a little bit to create like movement. I'm going to cure that, and I'm going to do one in each colour. Yeah?
Okay.
So I've done that one there, look. And then I'm going to do a gold one here.
On top of it,
Yes. So they sort of tiered.
like on half of the leaf.
Yeah, so they just sort of flow from the flower. We're going to use the Mega Gloss to put some little balls on and put some bling on. Make it a really fancy now.
Yeah.
Just for you,
Fancy.
Nancy. It's going to be fancy just for Nancy. So you don't want to wipe it thin, you want to keep it. Can you see that's like a pool? Yeah?
Yeah.
And we're going to come around here. So a bit of bling. And then this brush that you've just been putting this on with will be sticky. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you can pick up those little micro beads and put them into that gel. And once they're in there, you can start to arrange them and move them around. You know, get them all neat. So once you're happy with where they're positioned, you can pop that into the lamp.
Ryan Little.
Right, so we're going to put the gel polish, the top coat now. So you're just going to run it sort of around the edges and it'll help seal everything in a little bit more. So you're not going to go over the top.
Okay.
You're just going to go around the edges, yeah?
Not on the top.
Not on the top. So you want, because you want it to be a contrast between the matte flower and leaves and the shiny background. That contrast looks really nice. And plus it,
So here.
yeah. Yeah, so you're just going to sort of drag it around so it just sort of touches those little micro beads.
You should touch the beads.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not over the top,
Okay.
just to the edges. That's it, like that. Perfect.
Like this.
Yeah, perfect. Look, this one is mine
Yeah, of course.
and this one is Nancy's. And I think they both look fabulous.
She's done a very good job.
She's done a very good job. You know, this woman doesn't do nails. She does now.
Yeah,
Don't
this
you?
is my first time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You've done so well. You should be super proud. Super
I'm
proud.
so proud of
Good.
myself.
Good. You should be. So there you are, guys. I hope you enjoyed coming along this little session with us, because now Nancy can create 3D flowers out of the 3D sculpture gel, and she can add a bit of bling and everything. I think she's done a fabulous job. I want you to comment below and let me know how you think that we got on today. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin and this is Fancy Nancy and it's the Fancy Nancy Show. Sorry. I'll behave now.
This is yours.
That is yours. Oh my God, that's amazing. She thought hers was mine. Damn, the girl done good.
No. I thought mine was still cured.
Oh!
Yeah, 'cause
no.